About to start. Hey, so hey, welcome back. We're back at Maxwell Street, Maxwell at Halstead here. I'm still with Ernie here. We got the Maxwell Street Polish there, Jim's Original. What you think? Was that pretty good? The food? Yeah. I got a original hot dog there.
Fish sandwich.
Yeah, fish sandwich. Here's Maxwell Street here. They got the
Some more sandwiches over here.
yeah, got the market. Maxwell Street Market. We're gonna head down to Pilsen here, so we're gonna go down to St. Pius, and we'll be there in lickety split. I have no idea what to expect at this. I guess there'll just be some community organizers there, and I guess we'll just stand at the back and try to document the thing like a city hall, you know. But hey, they got the statues here. Yeah, the old Chicago blues. We got a taste of it. They do have a stage at the other end there, and. There, see people tuning in here. Paula, how you doing? Thanks for coming back. Yeah, happy Sunday here. Bibble puppies, we talked to them. They were growing corn here, but they're starting to wrap this up. This goes to 3 o'clock. So here, Maxwell and Halstead. So, we'll just walk down Halstead. Yeah, we'll walk. Yeah. We'll walk on the shady side of the street.
That's fine.
It's that hot. It's that hot on October the 5th. See, look, it's like an August day.
This one?
Yeah, we might as well just.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so.
Or we
you want to take Blue Island?
Yeah, we could go.
Yeah, see, and do you know about this? There's a. There's a police station over here for UIC.
I know that one, yeah.
It's the Hill Street Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was this TV show in the 1980s called Hill Street Blues. It wasn't set in Chicago exactly, but it was set in a big city. But they used this building as the police station. And if you remember that show, you might remember it from the intro. I'm gonna walk past it here. This is Maxwell Street. Still the cobblestones. They got the ball fields here, and we crossed Halstead there. And man, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in here. But look at that, yeah, pink SUV there. I saw an iridescent Lamborghini parked on Madison Street in the loop. There's St. Ignatius. I know people have been asking me to get inside St. Ignatius. I've got many reruns on the outside. I haven't gone inside.
Are we allowed to go in there?
I don't know. It's because sometimes I go inside St. Michael's when the doors open. And that might be true. It's a pretty sacred spot there, and that's why people probably ask. They want to see it. I have gone to some of the Polish-style cathedrals there in West Town and Ukrainian Village. Chris and I went in that Russian Orthodox. That was amazing. But here's the ball fields. Marcio, how you doing there? But it's pretty. Feels like above 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
So nice.
Yeah, it's summer's day. We've been having an amazingly warm fall. Pretty dry.
Waiting for fall weather and everything.
Yeah. Oh well, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in from Poland. Hey, we had a Maxwell Street Polish. It's called Polish style sausage on a hot dog bun, an American. But thanks for tuning in there. Oh well, there's Shani. How you doing there? Nelios is back, yeah. Thanks for tuning in here. So there, you see, there's the Sears Tower. That's that church there. It's called San Francisco
Catholic Church.
San Francisco Catholic Church in Chicago. Sears Tower. This is all
right here.
UIC softball field. One time I walked through, they were having some there's volleyball going on. They had some event. The Flames.
I think this is where they filmed that one Chicago show.
Oh, okay.
I think it's called Chicago PD. I think they.
Oh, yeah, Chicago PD. They're always doing this on location. Yeah. So Chicago Fire uses that fire station over there. Yeah. We'll go right by that. Hey, this works out. It's hot.
Yeah.
So I posted a video of Jim's Original. And I should have filmed the food. I know that people want to see close up of the food, but I was busy eating it.
see.
Yeah. No, we're not in San Francisco. San Francisco is the name of the church. We're in Chicago, Illinois. There was a church, and the church was called San Francisco. I know it's confusing. See, look, UIC, police, state of Illinois, state of confusion. But see, this is a historic police station in Chicago. You see it in the building, and then they used this for the Hill Street Blues TV show in the 1980s, even though it's in Chicago. It's a beautiful building. Look at that brick. Now UIC uses it for their police. Yeah. So patrol.
And I think this is where they used to store the horse carriages, right?
Yeah, that's why that door's big.
Yeah.
They would have the old horse-drawn carriages, the old paddy wagons, the original paddy wagon. 7th District, Chicago Police Station here historically. Then we'll head right over to Blue Island Street or Avenue, which runs at an angle.
Yeah,
We're at Morgan. Oh yeah, see what this says. Actually, I like when they got plaques here. 7th District Police Station designated a landmark. 1888, Richardsonian Romanesque. Really, I didn't know it was Richardsonian. I know it's Romanesque. Till 1998. That's it. Landmark. There it is. Yeah, 7th District. There, we'll get this. Look at this wonderful view we got to the Holy Family Church. That survived the Great Chicago Fire. Father Damon lit candles, and the fire blew the other way. And so this church was very important to the when they had people had to get through that winter. They provided a lot of aid. That St. Ignatius used to be St. Ignatius College, became Loyola University. Now it's the St. Ignatius College Prep. It's a high school, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, great high school, great facilities. College Prep High School, St. Ignatius, and it's that's why I call it St. Ignatius College. And people are like, it's not a college, but it was at one time. And it's college prep. But look at that beautiful. And they got nice ball fields here, right next to the University of Illinois Chicago. And it draws people from all around here. There's some housing here. I think it's an elementary school. They have beehives. They got beehives over here. Yeah. Man, Hill Street Blues. Nelius knows Hill Street Blues. Yeah, violence and chaos. Where's all the violence and chaos? Yeah, I know. Everybody, you want us to be in a police show? Yeah, watch Chicago PD. You know.
Violence and chaos right there.
Yeah. Where's everybody at? Everybody's sleeping. Everybody's watching. The Bears aren't even playing today. They got a bye week. Too young? Yeah. Yeah, it's ancient history, I know. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. And even though...
Look at that.
And Ernie explained this to people. He said it took me a while to figure out, too. I finally figured it out. We are technically on the west side. This is not the south side.
No,
because,
not the south
yeah, you're not to the south side till you cross the river.
Technically, this is the lower west side.
Lower
right
west, yeah.
Because the south side's... No, the west side's right there.
Yeah.
And once you cross the bridge...
That's
the
it.
South branch of the Chicago River, that's the south side.
And that's why I told people, Pilsen's technically on the west side.
Yeah, technically on the west side.
And,
west side.
And even Little Village is on the west side.
Mm-hmm, yep.
It's not on the south side.
Nope.
But even though it seems like you're on the south side because it says 26th Street, but you can go all the way down to like 30-something, you know.
And
go
the thing is that the south side is really big.
Yeah.
It's very big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
People don't realize. That's why when people are like, go to the south side, I'm like, okay, number one, yeah, we go to south side, but even if you go to the south side, it's so big, it's like the biggest part of Chicago, actually, as far as like land area, you know.
It's like going to the north side. It's also big. It's
Yeah.
a lot of,
It keeps going.
Yeah.
And I don't even get, we got 100 suburbs. When do you ever see me going to the suburbs? You know, I don't like people. Someone asked me if I went to Portage Park. I'm like, yeah, Jefferson Park. The only time it's going to O'Hare on the Blue Line. It's the only time I don't get off there.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't get up that way. It's not. It's a nice area. You know, it's just Chicago's vast.
Yeah.
And most people like you're always on the orange line.
Yeah.
I'm always on the red and brown line. That's the way we experience the city.
Yeah.
Because you go downtown, you work downtown, mm-hmm. Then we go back home. You go back southwest, I go back north. Mm-hmm. That's the way it is. But everybody meets in the center.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why it's called the loop.
Loops around.
The loops, yeah.
It's the best. That's why Sundays on States is great. It's the gathering place. It works for everybody.
And we have a great transit system because,
Yeah.
like you said, you live in the north side, I live in the south side.
Yeah.
But we meet in the middle.
Yeah.
In the loop.
And I see you all the time. That's where we just met on Michigan Avenue, going to work. You know.
You know what's crazy? The day that I gave you the bracelet, that was the second day I saw you.
Really?
The first one was in March.
Oh.
I was wearing a black jacket.
Yeah.
And a white button-down shirt.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube. It was on lunchtime.
Oh, you can see it. Yeah.
That's how we first met. It was like for at least 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
It was probably like walking from my work there. Yeah. Here's that. Well, thanks. And that's, you know, I'm kind of oblivious. I get it eventually, you know. But hey, I'm glad. Thanks for that bracelet. Here's John M. Smith Public School. The reason I went here, I think they got beehives here. The school's closed. I mean, it's Sunday, but I don't want to be walking through schools. That's the other thing you got to worry about. People go through all my social media. They go through my emails. They like. I'm like, why are you scrutinizing everything I do? I'm like, here's the bees. Hey, look at the bees.
I wonder if there's like a queen in every single one of them.
Yeah, I think they usually do. So here we're at this school here, and they got a little beehive area, which is great that schools do this. And just like the Nettenhorst School up there in Lakeview, they got chickens.
Yeah. And then that one house where in your neighborhood they had the turtles and the ducks.
Yeah, the turtles and the ducks, the little zoo there. So look at this, look at that view. You got the Sears Tower with the school here. This is the
don't you find that fascinating?
John M. Smith School.
With the antennas back then, or the chimneys of the old schools, they use them for Wi-Fi towers now and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because they're the tallest part.
Yeah.
The old water towers.
The old water towers,
Yeah. Everything gets adapted. They got some gardens. They got some. Yeah, look, you can see Saint Holy Family St. Ignatius School. Nevermore Academy. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy my merch there. Yeah, check at the bottom there, the merch store. I'm wearing. There you go. You can Brian Really Chicago.
In case you didn't know who it was, it's Brian Really Chicago.
You can customize it. Yeah, people make it say all kinds of things. You can say positive, negatives, everything. Yeah. Brian Really Chicago. I need to do that. You know, I got to talk to Maha Jenga. She was going to help me out with the shirts, or she's got her own shirts that I need to promote her shirts. She makes wonderful artist. Here's this is the engine number 51 that they use for the Chicago fire. Really, in real life, it's called something else. They use
engine company number 51.
51, yeah. There's Blue Island Avenue. And what is this? Is this still? This is still Maxwell Street. Hey. One time it was a year ago, it was after the Sox home opener. I was walking back. They were filming, and I got it on the video, and I talked with them. And then there was like a statue that they were using, and I was filming. They were like, get away from that, because it was a prop. They don't have it there. It was like
they're filming right now.
Yeah, see, they're filming for Chicago Fire. Yeah, look at that. See, there it is. So here's welcome to Chicago. Here we are by engine company 51 here. They use this for the Chicago Fire filming. How you doing? Hey there.
Yeah, they're filming right now.
Yeah, very nice. How you doing? Are they filming, or are they filming right now, or are they filming for Chicago Fire right now, or they use these? Okay, they use this for the TV shows sometimes. Yes.
That's why you are here.
Yeah, that's why.
You can go inside. Huh?
Oh, you can. You can. Oh, really? Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Even visit the kitchen and so on.
Thank you. Yeah, look at this. Here it is. Yeah, Chicago Fire. Here it is. How you doing? Is this okay? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. You're just setting up for a scene. Okay, very nice. Yeah, this is. Oh, look at the gorilla costume they get. They're setting up for Chicago Fire. They're setting up for a shop here or a shot.
You know, Brian, when I used to live down here, I used to walk by every time here, and they always film here every twice a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they use this a lot.
Yeah.
And now they just do it like big batches. Ambulance 61, Chicago Fire. You see that? Carlos, you see that, Nelius? Yeah, that's why we saw them looking at it, and they were like,
Yeah.
they were trying. There it is, Chicago Fire 51 engine company. And then I think on this side it says a different number. Let's see.
'Cause
Behind the
they mainly-
scenes.
They mainly
Yeah.
use that part. They don't really use this part
Yeah.
as often. So let's see what it says over here.
Ambulance 61 squad. Engine 51. It still says engine 51, so it is engine 51. Okay, good. So I was wrong. That's it. Chicago Fire is on Blue Island here, Chicago, Illinois. So here we're heading down to Pilsen. We got 222. We'll get there just in time.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we don't want to get there too early because then when you're line streaming, you're just waiting around.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is going to, I don't know how many people. It might be 5 people there. It might be 1,000. Nah, that's it. Neelios Carlos, behind the scenes there. Wonder what they were doing with that gorilla. There was a stuffed gorilla there with like a hat on. Congressman George W. Collins, Apartment Senior Housing. Oh, we know who appropriated the funds. Make sure you name it after the politician that appropriated the funds. So there's the police station. Yeah, I remember 2 years ago the tents that were all down at that field there. Yeah.
There's all migrant.
Yeah. Oh, it backfired. 14th Street.
Yeah, they were lined up right around here.
Yeah. And they were on the north side too. The Addison, they was up there, and
There
there
was
was
almost every police station that had it.
There's Chicago Police,
This is District 12 right here.
District 12. Hey, Lindsay, it's one of your favorite shows there. Yeah, Chicago Fire. Well, hey, we'll cut that out there. We
There's an actual police officer,
Yeah.
not the actor.
yeah, real Chicago
Real
Police,
Chicago
real
Police,
Chicago Fire. That's why it says real Chicago Fire trucks. So the real Chicago Fire.
Yeah, District 12 right here.
And District 12. Sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
What's they got some sculpture thing there?
Yeah. That's the one that takes you to Little Village.
Yeah, 60. Blue Plank, there, Blue Island, 26. So yeah, it just goes diagonally.
Yeah. It takes you all the way to the Aeon Center.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. So you get the Millennium Station. Yeah. Yeah, that's some big housing there. That's
Yeah.
big long blocks.
I'm pretty sure there's condos.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the side of it. Look at the detail. Those used to be like warehouses.
Just check them out right here.
They converted that, right?
Yeah, there's condos and
I think they added that to the top, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then this is new.
here they got the paddy wagon.
Yeah, the paddy wagon. Oh my God. Well, that's why that incident yesterday was so weird. Everybody was confused. Like I saw some of the videos where some woman was filming from her balcony. She goes, why are the police helping ICE? The police blocked off because it became a gun incident.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize that went on. And so then they had to investigate it like a crime. And see, this is the jurisdictional dilemmas.
Yeah.
We got federal agents, we got police. So if there's an altercation where someone gets injured by live fire, wherever it comes from, who responds? And are you going to have ICE drawing guns on Chicago police? I said that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you saw this video, but there was 2 police officers crying and coughing because they got
Tear gas. The police got tear gas
Our
by
own
ICE.
police officers
Yeah.
got tear gas.
Yep. And see, these are the dilemmas. And this is Kent State. And we're going to keep messing around until something stupid happens. It's already happening. I'm sorry, I'm getting agitated. I need to calm myself down before this meeting. I'll be in the back. I'm a carpetbagger from the north side. Don't tell anybody I'm from the north side. They'll be like, get this guy out of here. He doesn't belong here.
But honestly, it's gonna be good that you're filming this because it's not just a south side, west side problem. It's the whole Chicago.
People are interested in this. This is where it's at. It just, this church made their space available.
Yeah.
As churches have historically been public meeting places for free speech. The old town halls used to be held in the church
Yeah.
because it was the biggest Assembly Hall. You know, historically, here's the walk under the train tracks here. Got some nice street art here. I guess they had a program like 10, 15 years ago where they asked artists to do this, which was nice. And they even did it on the rolling stock. That's why I like. It's windy. Yeah, had a good Sunday there. Taco. Nelios. Carbon fiber farber. Norfolk, UK. Yeah, United Kingdom there. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, Donnie. Hey, Kelly Quinn, how you doing there? So, hey, we'll show this nice street art here. People are always like, man, that needs a paint job. I know. Look at that.
I mean, it's still pretty strong.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still in good condition.
Yeah, it's got stalactites.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this raccoon. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Chicago Mural Fest. That's great. Look how bright. That's new. I have that before. There it is. Yeah.
Have you seen the Chicago Fire Stadium? The training grounds over here?
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, it's
Can we go that way?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go that way.
I filmed it a
Yeah.
few weeks ago. It's down by Adams Park.
Oh, okay.
It's not a new park, but they developed the entire area, and I want to show you a little bit of history.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we got to go over to Ashland anyway.
Yeah. And before the entire redevelopment plan of the park, there was 2 churches, and there were 12 churches on Ashland Avenue,
Yeah.
and they tore them down, and they made a new park.
Oh,
And we'll see that right now.
they tore down those churches?
Yeah, they were abandoned, but
Oh. I know there's the other one on 17th Street that they got under the scaffolding.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they built a fire training grounds over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's check this out. There's where we're at. We're south and we're west of the Sears Tower.
So, and there's a housing project right here. Too.
Yeah.
That's really quiet. You know.
Yeah, this is like a typical Sunday.
Yeah. Right here in the corner is the new park, Chicago Fire Academy, and the professional league train right here, and they have a big dome.
Oh, that's good. So you play in the wintertime
Yeah,
or when
so
it
they go
rains.
Train in the wintertime.
And Chicago has a good fan base.
Yeah, there's no school over there.
Yeah. And I'm glad they play at Soldier Field for now.
Yeah.
Until they get that new stadium built. They're going to get a new stadium in the South Loop.
And what I heard is that it's already, everything's approved.
Yeah.
The whole city council already approved
Because he's got his own financing.
Yeah.
See, that's finally a billionaire that's using his own money for his own business instead of asking the taxpayer.
it. And he's the owner of the Chicago Fire.
Yeah, he's the owner,
of the
sure.
Chicago Fire, and
Yeah.
he's doing it.
Yeah, and that's how you get things done. That's great.
Life Changers International Church.
Yeah.
This is the park right here. It's called Adams Park.
Adams Park.
Yeah.
So hey, if you just joined, we're in Chicago. I'm here with Ernie, Chicago Nuggies, and we're heading down to Pilsen there. We're going to the St. Pius Church. We got a meeting at 3 o'clock. We should get there. We got a half an hour to get there. We're gonna walk by, check out the Jane Addams Recreation Center, named after Jane Addams.
Yep.
Yeah, we just went by UIC, the whole house.
Back in 2015, I used to play here.
Yeah.
And it was just grass. There was nothing, no buildings, nothing like that.
Wow,
It was
it
just
was
some grass,
empty lots. They built this building.
They built this and
Yeah.
the entire park.
Yeah, let's go over there. We should go this way. It's good, yeah, thanks. Because normally I walk right over there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, which way we go? Okay. All right, we'll cross it. Yeah, it's 15th and Loomis.
Yeah.
So since we crossed under the railroad tracks, we're now in Pilsen.
Yep.
And then we were in the lower west side there. That's where Maxwell and Halstead is.
And yeah, that big fence over there, that's Chicago Fire property.
Okay. They use it for their training.
Yeah, the training ground and everything.
This is a big area. So,
Yeah.
and just look, we walked through all those ball fields by UIC, and then there's all these here. There's a lot of, and then St. Ignatius has their ball fields.
And this is only 2 years old. This
Wow,
is
it's brand new. They just built this
brand new.
2 years ago. Yeah, look, they got a plaza here.
Yeah.
Very nice. So this is Jane Addams Park here. We're at 15th and Loomis.
We can go this way, so you can see the.
Yeah, let's go through there. They got a mound here.
Mhm.
Look at the flags here. So that's the indoor part?
Yeah, this is the indoor park. They have a huge soccer field and
Indoor soccer,
cricket.
year
I
round.
think cricket also. They have a lot of stuff in there.
That's great because in year round, and you just get involved in the leagues. It's through the park
Yeah.
district, or is it
It's so right here, this is public. You can use it.
public? Yeah.
But in here, you have to sometimes purchase.
Oh yeah. Rent it out.
Yeah, rent it out.
So it's like a sports mall. Hey, they got water fountains. I'm gonna get a drink
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I'm gonna pass up a water. You can fill your water bottle right there. Yeah.
So there's the sign right there, the Chicago Fire logo.
That's it. Yeah, let's go over there. Look how you can look. Look at this vista you get.
And if we go over there, you can see the Sears Tower.
Oh, you get a nice view. Well, it's like your old high school that you
Yeah.
get those amazing views there.
And
What's that? What's the smokestacks over there?
That's the powerhouse. University medical district.
Oh yeah, for the hospitals.
That used to be the main source.
Because there you can see the Rush Medical Center there. That's looking north. Yeah.
It's funny because once you pass Russ and going down that way is the medical district.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge area.
And the pink line runs right through
the
it.
pink line
Literally.
runs over there,
Yeah. You literally go through the building.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, behind this building there's the big dome that they play and they do the training.
This is all nice. Look at this. They got this landscape. You got the benches. Got this. Yeah, you could use this as a football, soccer.
Sears Tower.
Look at that. Football, soccer, baseball. It's like the nice year-round synthetic surface.
Yeah.
You don't get injured. You don't step in a big hole. Play baseball, softball. Yeah, that's nice.
And once you pass that big red building, it's Roosevelt Building.
Yeah, that's where we were at earlier.
Yeah, there's the Sears Tower, the BMO Harris Playing Tower.
Yeah. BMO. I used to always film in the post office, but then they started kicking me out.
You can kind of see the
Yeah.
John Hancock back there.
Yeah, it's just
So
the
they
tower.
Kicked,
Yeah.
They kicked you out?
Well, I don't know why. It's like I came in there one time, and the security, as soon as I went in the door, they're like, "Sir, you can't film in here." I said, "Well, I thought it's a public food court,"
Uh-huh.
and it's because they saw the gimbal, and that happened to me in the Merchandise Mart once too.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just have to be less like I have to be more sneaky.
This is what they use for the football.
Yeah, they push the pads around.
But, training.
Yeah,
performance center.
can we go through here?
Yeah, we can go through here.
So here it is. Yeah, we'll film the sign. There it is. There's the whole.
Yep. This is actually the they're like office area, but the big dome, that's where they train.
For the
And we'll
Chicago
see that,
Fire,
yeah,
for the professional soccer team here in Chicago.
So here it is,
Yeah.
performance center.
Yeah, that's
Chicago
nice.
Fire. And once we go around, you can see the entire parking lot, and they have a big sign that says
Yeah,
Chicago Fire.
very nice. The Bulls.
The Bulls, yeah. Yeah, 1532 West 14th Street.
There it is. Yeah, Dever Health Performance Center, Chicago Fire FC Football Club, 1532 West 14th Street, Chicago, Illinois. There it is.
And this is all new. This is like almost 2 years old.
Yeah, brand new. You said this was all empty.
Yeah, this is empty.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna try to do some housing projects over here.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but right here, this is where the big church is.
Oh.
The cell tower is, that's a new cell tower.
Oh. And that was a church.
That's it right here.
Oh, there. Yeah, let's check that out. I'll look for those historic photos of that church.
You don't have to go too far. Just go like before 2020 and you'll see
It's still on Google Earth,
Yeah.
the old historical imagery.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah. Or you can find it on Google.
Yeah, the Wayback Machine. Yeah. So if you just joined here, yeah, we're in Chicago here.
Like that house, that's abandoned.
Yeah.
This was all abandoned lots and buildings.
Yeah.
There used to be a road right there.
They took out the road.
Yeah.
Well, this is open. This is the front side.
This is the front.
Oh, so you can go straight
Yeah, you
out.
can go straight out.
That's Ashland, so we can just go down
Yeah.
Ashland. Yeah, we're getting close. We got 20 minutes to get to that church there. Here's the Performance Center. Yeah, this is the same thing we saw here for the Chicago fire. But here, look at this. Yeah, they got the big letters here in three-dimensional form.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, somebody trying to message us. Like, where you at? You guys are late. Endeavor Health Performance Center, Chicago Fire FC. Yeah, look at that. Right out here.
Yeah, right here was the church.
No, it was on this side, yeah. I wonder if it was like falling down or if it, you know.
It was, but it was still in good condition.
Oh, yeah, we lost a lot of churches.
Yeah.
Here, get in that shopping cart. I'll push you around. It's lost.
Yeah.
There's some big grocery stores over here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Costco's right here.
Yeah. Look at the size of this Costco. So if you're there's a Costco up on Damon on the north side, but this is the Costco here on the west side.
And that's how close we are to the Rush.
Yeah. So there's the Rush Medical Center. The blue line's up that way, but the pink line runs right through there.
Yeah.
So let's head down this way. We're on Ashland here. Look at this truck. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. These might not. Yeah, one day these might not be here forever. Wow. So here, we're on Ashland, 15th, I think, around. Yeah, right. That we're across from the Costco here. Here's who manages it. There, Ruby Wilkins.
Tower.
Yeah, so that used to be a church. Yeah. Yeah. See, that church was in danger too, but I think they're going to save it. They got the scaffolding.
Yeah.
It's got a really interesting name. I never can remember it.
St. Albert's.
St. Albert's.
Yeah, St.
Yes,
Albert's.
St. Albert's. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
This is a nursing home right here.
Oh, nursing home. Yeah, yeah. William Jones Apartments, 14th and Ashland. Oh, we were on 15th, so we walked up a little bit. Yeah. Right.
There's the skyline.
There it is, yeah. So that's how far we walked. Remember, we walked underneath there earlier in the earlier live. So that's why we showed the Sears Tower for orientation purposes. If you just joined, we're in Chicago. We're in Ashland here. We're going to head through Pilsen. We're going down to 19th and Ashland. We're going to St. Pius there. We're going to church on Sunday.
We're a little late, but we can still make it.
Sing that song, Take Me to Church.
9 months.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, we missed the bus.
Oh. Let's run after it.
Now we're back to 15th. 15th in Ashland here.
Hey Brian, what does that say?
It says horny for liberation. Yeah, see, let's get that. So here's some of the magic you get on live streaming. Like who could have predicted we would have saw that message? That's a very important message beaming to you from the universe there. Horny for liberation there. Look, what's that stuff? What is that? I don't know. That travels the country on rolling stock there.
Everybody's in But there's the train tracks for the pink line.
Yeah, so you get that. Yeah, you get an interesting view. It's an interesting, favorite way to enter Pilsen. You come on the pink line there. You see that St. Albert's. Or is that what it is?
Yeah,
St. Albert's. Yeah. That's a nice script there. Look at this, very colorful.
Oh, these are new.
Yeah.
This is all new.
They paint, yeah. Look, it's new. Yeah, it's not all rusty. They cleaned it up. That's what I'm gonna look like pretty soon. It's me. There, I'm the wizard. Yeah. Well, that's when you walk on Blue Island. They got the masks. The masks are like attached to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. In the artwork, yeah. It's like three-dimensional. That's a nice building there.
Yeah. All top dog.
No, he's holding a bag of money. He's holding a bag of your money. Call him to be robbed. I'll make you a deal.
Yeah, what a difference. These aren't loans at all.
Yeah. So that's how the other ones. Yeah, that's how they usually look. Get more rusty like this. So Ashland underneath the railroad tracks. Look at the muck there, yeah. That's what happened when those pigeons were chasing me and there was like some muck on the road and I almost slipped and did the splits. Because I planted my foot and I went whoop. There, you want a cooler? You got some drinks in it. Oh, look at this. Wow, this old warehouse. The windows are out. Yeah, can you go inside?
No, you can't go inside.
But it's all fenced off. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Wow, Frida.
Yeah, Frida.
Oh, Frida. There she is. Wow.
I was here last time with Overtime 7. We went up those railroads.
Oh, yeah, but there's a nice view. Yeah. Well, here, I'd like to check this out. We better get to the church, yeah. We've got 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes. We'll get there just in time. Hopefully there's not a guest list.
Yeah, hopefully.
We don't want nobody said. Who are you guys with? Who sent you? If you just joined here, yeah, we're heading down to, here it is. Come to Chicago's mass organizing meeting Sunday, October the 5th, 3 to 5, St. Pius Parish, 1901 South Ashland. And we're at 17th, so we're getting close. Just got to go block south to 18th. Probably after it's over, I'll just head over to the pink line.
Yeah.
Are you got to get to the orange, or what do you?
I'm gonna go take the orange line.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. Right now we're trying to scout near 17th Street, west of Ashland, here, Pilsen, Chicago. Here's the health hub.
So how does that go right
Maybe T's tuning in, Sean is tuning in there. Oh, nice rims there, yeah. That's right. Very nice.
The Ravenswood, Maxwell Street, Go Cubs.
Truffle. Hey, you get some truffles.
Truffle, yeah. There used to be a Payless shoe store right there.
Oh, the Ashland State Bank. So now it's nothing?
No.
It's for lease.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the pink line stop right there. Ashland and 18th. Blue Island's that way.
Quick check, that's where I used to live when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that building.
Oh.
That's where I used to live.
Where the scaffolding is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
used to live in the second floor in the
Oh,
back.
that's great. Right on 18th Street. You live in some cool places.
That's where I used to live.
They got a nice mural on the side there. Well, yeah, so you know this area really well. Look at that building.
Oh yeah, that building, yeah.
What is that?
It used to be like a little art, not art center, but it was something like with art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Historical stuff.
See there, you get the Ashland State Bank historically, the old arts center here.
Jose, the live streamer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, look at that.
The Aztec.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah.
Jose's right here.
Oh, he lives right here?
No, he works right here.
He works right here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. See, that's why I said we got. Isn't it great? We got so many live streamers all over here. He lives right here, or he works right here. Works right here. Sorry. Yeah, I said it wrong. Works right here. See, the Still Salon.
Yeah.
There it is. See, right on Ashland here, friends and neighbors.
Yeah. And also, like, people are gathering over there. At the
This
fire.
is it. Yeah, there's people over there. Look at these doors.
Look at that.
1,800. Wow, look at that. You got the windows open here, October the 5th. It's hot. Some people probably got their air conditioners out already.
I still have mine on.
I got mine on, I know. Not taking it out to November.
Oh, yeah.
Needed it Christmas. Hey, look at that. Ivy. Yeah, so,
Ivy.
there, St. Pius. We'll go down. This a good crowd gathered here. This is good.
Yeah.
People are interested. Finally, we're getting people involved. If you don't turn on politics, politics will turn on you. It's a constant, thankless job, but
You've been to Harrison Park too, right? Harrison Park?
Over there. Yeah, Harrison Park. That's, well, the art center's over there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. They got the Mexican-American art museum there. And it's a big park. I've ridden a bike through there. I've ridden the bike down Cermak all the way to Central Park, and then I went down to Little Village. I like that building that has, it looks like the candles, you know, on 26th Street. It's
okay,
by El
yeah.
Nopal, but you go past there, yeah. It's like the Dia de los Muertos building. There it is, St. Pius the 5th.
Yeah.
So what this is, you know, there's a group that's organizing for the mass demonstrations to be in Washington on November the 5th. They're doing this to give information, but I suspect they'll also be talking about the 18th, which I think is a different organization.
Yeah.
We got the No Kings. We got. I will figure out what organization this is here. So here's St. Pius. I'm going in here with an open mind here, and we're just going to see what they got to say here. Shrine of the St. Jude here. Welcome to Chicago. Here we're in Pilsen. Here we're 19th and Ashland. St. Pius here, and looks like church is just getting out.
Yeah.
So this is the regular mass getting out on Sunday. So it might be somewhere else that they're having the. Okay, here fighting fascism. Here it is over here. There we go. People getting out. So that's it. That's what they're handing. How you doing there? How you doing, sir? So here it is. Fighting for. There we go. That's where we're going here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll go back here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. There it is. So we might have to sign up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here for the meeting. Should we just go back here or?
No, this is the meeting.
This is the meeting. Oh, this is it. Okay, great. We made it here. Yeah.
We are wanting people
Okay, good.
for
Good.
your safety. and
Thank
for the
you. I
safety of
appreciate it.
everybody. If you would put your medal.
Okay, good. So here, let me take this off of here. This is just we're on YouTube here.
No
So.
problem.
Thank you. Good.
We appreciate your pockets.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take all this out. I got keys, all the metal, just like we're going to a concert. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
You don't have to take off your belt or your shoes.
Good. Hey, that should work.
That's it. Okay.
Yep, that's good.
I'm glad you're doing this. This is good.
Also, ice is not allowed in.
Good.
So,
Thank you.
you know what? I think we should.
Okay, you're good.
This thing.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, here.
Okay, and I'll give you that.
Any more than I have metal.
That's actually the top.
Okay.
Yeah, because see,
Oh,
it's not because it's all rock.
he knows he
Yeah,
works
I
the
was
security.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
I only have a gimbal, which is the thing he's using.
Yeah, see, it's like this. Yeah.
And
Yeah, the little tripod.
Everyone's safety, we are wanting.
I thought you were collecting money and I was going to
That's
No, that would be
credit cards.
No, right out here, we're just,
on the other side
Yeah.
of this car.
Good. Very good. What's that? Okay, good. Yeah. So here we are. We made it to the meeting. We made it inside here.
So they do a food drive out down here too. This is part of the church. They do food drives.
Oh,
stuff like that
okay.
for the community. That's why there's a lot of food.
Good. Look at they're setting up that. They already had it set up for the food drive there. Okay, good. Here we are, fighting fascism. Here we go. How you doing? Hey, we made it to St. Pius here, Chicago, Illinois. Here we're signing up here, and Ernie knows about this church here because the mass is just getting out above us here, and we went through security there. Yeah, this is Chicago, Illinois here.
sign up at either
Sign
place.
up.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Take
good.
a picture.
Okay, good.
So we're okay blocking the fire lane? Is that what happened? We're blocking the fire lane? Yeah, that's what I was like, why? That's why I put it over there. I didn't even remember. That's okay. Hey! Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, very nice. We're good. We signed up here. Look, they got all the buttons. They got all the swag here. Like Ernie said, they set up a food drive, so they do food outreach for the local community with this church. This is St. Pius, and it's a Catholic church.
When I was a kid, I was very bored, and we used to come down here to get our food.
Yeah, that's good. So it shows you how much it helps out the community and is necessary. And the church is providing this as a forum. See, look at they do.
Look at that mural.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice mural there. Wow. Look at that. They got this shrine there, and yeah, they got all the refrigerators and all that stuff. So here, we'll pick a seat here. We'll
Where do you want to sit?
let's sit like right here. Yeah.
Test. That's pretty loud. I mean, you're going to fill the whole room up on it.
So we saw some of these guys. That's some of the guys I saw on State Street. Yeah. Hey, thanks for tuning in here. So I'll catch up with the comments here. We just went through the security, and I'm glad you asked them to check your bag.
You heard what he said no ice allowed.
Good luck with that. Yeah. They said they're gonna.
Here's the pastor.
There's the pastor. Here's the pastor, St. Pius here. Yeah, see, mass was just letting out when we came up here, and they were handing out flyers to the parishioners. But here we are.
You're going to be live streaming the entire thing?
I guess I'm going right now. I mean, yeah.
Because I was thinking about live streaming, but I think I'm about to...
Yeah, wait till it's not even started
Yeah,
yet. You know, it's we got 2:55. I'll be really surprised if this starts on time. But yeah, if you just joined here, we're at the let's see, I got the flyer here. Mass organizing meeting here, Sunday, October the 5th, 3 to 5, St. Pius Parish here. And here's the fall of the Trump fascist regime here, November the 5th. They're going to have a big march on Washington. I guess they're going to have information about that, but they're going to talk about organizing some other things. Have you gone to any other ones like this, or?
No, this is the first time I got to one of these.
I've gone to these for like the Iraq War and stuff, when that was going on, and you know, the Black Lives Matter and like the George Floyd stuff. You know, yeah.
I was in downtown when the riots and George.
Oh
Floyd
yeah,
was going
yeah. I was. Yeah, I mean, Clark Street was all boarded up.
Yeah.
I saw New Balance got looted, and I oh yeah. Target was all boarded up.
Yeah.
That's why it's, you know.
Are you getting a good connection?
I guess, are we streaming okay? Taco Lambie, are we doing okay? I guess we're doing okay here, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I need to interact with the comments better here. So hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody there. Lambie, Nelios, Taco Jalapeno Salsa, yeah, Charles, Pete, yeah, Myrna, yeah. Kelly Quinn, thanks for being on here. Hey, we're at the fall of the Trump fascist regime here. See see what it does here. It's supposed to be 3 to 5. I got 54% of my battery. Fine.
Just two things. One is we ask that people don't film the audience.
Yes.
And then we ask also to who you're filming for.
YouTube. Okay. YouTube. This is YouTube Live. And would you rather me stand like over there, or so I don't film the crowd?
What agency or
I'm a private citizen. I'm on YouTube as a content creator.
Yeah. Can I ask
Brian Really Chicago. Brian Really Chicago is my handle.
Brian Really?
Brian Really Chicago. Here, right here.
Oh,
this is it.
Brian
You can
Really
take a picture of this. Yeah, Brian Really Chicago.
Cool. I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good. Thank you. And here's Chicago.
We're live streamers. We go Chicago Nuggets.
Chicago Nuggets?
Yeah. And we're just live streaming the event. I go through a lot of protests downtown. We get Trump and ICE.
Okay.
So we're just here live streaming.
He got harassed by
I got harassed by ICE.
Okay. Just for media purposes, we just want to know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're not with the media. We're just live streaming this.
Okay, appreciate it. For just our online audience here, yeah. That's good. Okay, good. Yeah, maybe should we sit in the front, then we won't stream the audience there. Yeah.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah, this way we won't film the audience here. Good. I'm actually turning the comments off. I'll just film it so that people make their own mind up here. So I'm not even going to editorialize so much at all. Yeah, they got to make. I mean, you've seen like the movie Judas and the Black Messiah about Fred Hampton. There are undercover agents. They're worried. They said that they're worried about their ICE having undercover agents in like big box stores and stuff like that. You know, they're talking about that. You know. So if you just tune in here, we're at Follow the Trump Fascist Regime organization here. They're organizing a march on Washington November the 5th, and they're getting information to people here. And, This chair, I don't think this chair is going to hold my weight here. Here's the NFL game score updates here. Oh, the Saints beat the Giants 26-14. Cowboys beat the Jets. I don't care about any of these games. Bears don't play today. We got to play tomorrow. Wednesday will be back in Chicago. Hopefully they'll get a game. Hey, if you just joined here, we're in St. Pius here in Chicago, Pilsen, down here at 19th for this weekend. Hey, we had a nice tour of the city on the way down here. They stopped by Maxwell. Check out the soccer, Chicago Fire.
When ICE was grabbing up people.
Wow. So here, we're thanks everybody for tuning in here. We're here in Chicago. We're here at St. Pius here. And it's this banner they got. It shows people that are missing that we suspect they were taken by ICE and their family doesn't even know. There was no notification. And see, that's why this is just gone. And where's the accountability here? You know, you gotta,
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a little past 3 o'clock, so if we could start heading to our seats so that we can get started. There'll be time to talk and look at things over at the tables later.
So mods, I'm going to turn the comments off. I'm just going to film this. We'll just I'll do your if you want, you can.
I have my comments.
Yeah, I'll let you guys take care of anything that should be off of there. You know, we don't want any hate speech or anything. We just want
Good
to
afternoon,
let these people talk.
Chicago. We're going to go ahead and
listen to
get
what they have to
started
say.
here in about a minute or so if you can make your way to your seats and find your seats. We're so happy that you're here today. Thank you all so much for coming out. We will have time later in the program for you to grab flyers and whistles and all the outreach stuff that you need.
Do you think the whistles help?
I will say that.
All right, while you all are making your way to your seats, there are just a few announcements that I want to share. All right, folks, if we could close up our conversations and sit down, please.
No, you can sit here. It's fine. You sit here.
All righty. So my first announcement and a very important announcement is the bathrooms are over here. All right. So if you need the bathroom, please feel free to get up and use the bathroom at any time. My second announcement. Everybody, can you please listen? This is a very important announcement. All right, my second announcement is that if you're taking photos today, the photos cannot be of the audience. If you're taking video today, video cannot be of the audience. You're only allowed to film the people who are speaking up here. All right? So please don't take photos of the audience. We do have a speaker, yes. We have an interpreter who's going to be back at the corner. Norman, can you raise your hand? For our Spanish-speaking folks here today, Norman, can you raise your hand again, please? He's over there, and he will be translating throughout this whole entire time. So if you need a Spanish translator, if you can go sit next to Norman. We're not going to be translating live, so if you need a Spanish translator, you need to sit next to Norman.
But this is a Mexican community. That's
No,
why it's
okay.
Hi, Father Chad. How are you?
All right, well, I'm going to turn it over now to Paul Street to go ahead and get us started.
Hi, I'm going to turn it over to Paul Street in a second. I want to say one thing about the space, and thank you, Ella, for welcoming everybody. This is a very echoey space. So everybody, if you could, keep side conversation silent. We're going to have translation. That'll be some background noise. But coming in at the tables and in the room, if everybody could keep your voices down so we can hear each other and have a collective experience, it'd be very, very good and helpful. So thank you. This is Paul Street.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
At the risk of sounding grandiose, this church is the most important place that you could be in the world today. It truly is. My name is Paul Street. I'm on the leadership team of Refuse Fascism. We have office. I'm on the leadership team of Refuse Fascism. My name is Paul Street. We have offices, chapters in New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Seattle, Houston, and above all, Washington, D.C., where we are looking to put millions of people in the streets starting November 5th this year, demanding the fall of the Trump fascist regime. 4 nights ago, just after 2 in the morning, Black Hawk military attack helicopters descended on an apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood. Federal agents rappelled onto the roof while U-Hauls and budget rental vans unloaded gendarmes in full military combat gear. They carried military-grade rifles fitted with mounted flashlights designed to disorient enemy combatants. They kicked in doors. They shattered windows. They ransacked apartments. Inside the apartments were Black Chicagoans, Latino migrants, U.S. citizens, elders, terrified children. Everyone, including a naked baby, was dragged into the night. Residents described being zip-tied, herded into vans where they were detained for hours while agents checked IDs, citizenship status, looked for arrest warrants. They treated us like we were nothing, said resident Patricia Fisher speaking to CBS. And then the so-called Department of Homeland Security sent out a heavy metal action video celebrating this action. And that's just the most graphic among many terrible examples of the terror that the Trump regime and its masked thugs are unleashing across the Chicago area, the whole country right now, right here, right now, in real time, not in some dystopian, imagined science fiction future. Please say with me if you're comfortable. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. Now, before we bring up our main speaker that came all the way in from all over the country, literally at the moment that Chicago is the epicenter of the fascist assault in this country, Sarah Taylor, we're going to hear a welcome from the wonderful longtime pastor of this church, St. Pius. And I really want to thank you, Father Chuck, for opening up your longtime parish here. And I just want to give you an opportunity, Father, to welcome everyone here at Keynote.
Bueno, gracias a todos ustedes por haber venido. Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to have you here. This church has a wonderful history of defending immigrant people, and I'm so happy that you are here continuing that tradition. So welcome, and I hope this is a comfortable spot for you, and we might have other meetings here, which would be wonderful. We just have to take the curtain down and extend the group so we have more chairs and more people, right? Our movement has to grow, and Trump has to go.
Right on.
So thank you for coming this afternoon. I look forward to participating with you in the program.
We have some solidarity statements which we're going to make some space for, but first I want to invite Ella, who is one of our wonderful facilitators in the Chicago chapter of Refuse Fascism, because she has an important exercise. Is that the right way to say it?
I guess so. You can call it an important exercise. But we're all here for various reasons, and so what I would like to do is I'm going to ask you a prompt, and I want you to spend 15-30 seconds thinking about it, and then when you have your word, I want you to raise your hand and I want you to share, okay? So the prompt is, use one word to describe what brought you here today. One word to describe what brought you here today. Somebody had their hand up right away. I'm going to give folks just a little bit longer to think about it, and then I'll call on some folks. We'll go with you. You're the first hand up. Go ahead. Fear. AJ? Humanity. Organization. You guys can start shouting them out.
Rage.
Discuss.
Community spirit.
Power.
All right, slow down. Discuss. Community spirit. I love this. Power.
Determination.
Enough.
Who do you see that?
Yeah.
What was that last one?
Who do you see that?
Want to spell it?
Here it is.
Curiosity. I like that word. What else?
Blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle. All right.
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Fascism.
Say that again. Fascism.
Empathy.
There you go. Yeah.
Empathy. Go ahead, Noche.
Hope.
Hope. I thought you said hope. Support? Oh, that's a good one. I hope so. You said fear, so I would think you want support. History. Ooh, that's a great one. What else?
Victory.
Victory?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that. Any other words bouncing around?
Freedom.
Freedom. I got community spirit, yep. All right, so we have fear, humanity, organization, rage, disgust, community spirit, power, freedom, empathy, enough, determination, curiosity, hope, support, history, victory, fascism, courage, blow the whistle. Safe? And then the Spanish thing, I don't know how to spell it, so somebody wants to come over. What was the word? Fascism's on here. Yep. All right, so I want you to remember these words. I'm going to hang this up, or we'll have it up, and we're going to come back to this at the end of our program.
We are going to have some solidarity statements, statements of support. I'm looking for Baltazar. Are you here, sir?
Yes, right there.
Could you please come on up and give us this statement? Baltazar is a noted local citywide community activist. He is the president of the Little Village Community Council, and he's going to say a thing or two. We are trying to keep people to 2 minutes. Thereabouts.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Baltasar Enriquez. I'm the president of the Little Village Community Council. But I want you to acknowledge my volunteers, Lily, Martin, Alex, and
Yeah.
Thank you. Little Village, taking ice out of the neighborhood. They're only 15, 19. Okay.
There you go.
So yesterday, there was an incident that happened on 30th and 39th and Ketty, where an ICE agent shot a civilian. She's in stable condition, but we were prepared in case they came to Little Village. And while we were preparing to go, preparing for them to come to Little Village, we decided to go to the rally. And going towards the rally, we saw ICE agents that were going to kidnap a family. So we chased them out of the neighborhood. Even though they tear gas at us and they were going to draw their weapons at us, but we weren't scared. We can't be scared. We can't allow these individuals to come to our city, kidnap our neighbors, our street vendors, people waiting for the bus, going to work to drop off their kids to school. They're not going after criminals. Because if they were going after criminals, there's a big criminal in the White House.
Yep.
So we've been every Wednesday with the RepCons, other organizations, blowing the whistle and educating the community the purpose of the whistle. And at the beginning, people were like, what's the whistle going to do? And I remember we went, people were like, whistle. But now they understand that the whistle does work. Why? Because it's alerting the community. It's building unity. It's not only building unity, but it's also getting people involved. And we need to get involved. We can't just stand and watch people get kidnapped. We need to fight back. Not only fight back, but after this happens, we need to learn and get ready in case another fascist government comes in. We need to push back and show that we are a resilient city, a resilient people. And Chicago is the city that will change the history. Why? Because we have a diverse community, very diverse city. And that's the beauty about Chicago. But we are out there fighting ICE. We're going to continue fighting ICE. But we need to support. We need you to come to Washington D.C. and take over the city, take over the Capitol. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Amazing.
Part of our uniform now. We want to go out and have solidarity with the major brothers and sisters. And the goggles to protect you from the rubber bullets. Do I see Professor John Donahue in the crowd? I do. Thank you so much. John is a history professor at Loyola Chicago, is that right? And I believe he's in the process of putting together a book about the history of fascism in America. From KKK to you-know-who.
Thanks, Paul. I'm so grateful and honored to be here. It is an absolute privilege. And not to waste time for the organizing part, which is the most important, I'm going to keep it brief. But I am in solidarity with you, comrades. I am in solidarity with Refuse Fascism because I am in solidarity with humanity, democracy, and justice.
Yeah.
I am in solidarity with people who have the determination, the courage, and the guts to make this country live up to its dreams. Who has been waiting for this to happen? It will never happen if we don't mobilize and organize and have the courage to speak truth to power, and more than that, put our bodies on the line. And I have been writing, I've been speaking, I organized a long time ago, but I'm ready to start acting more than I'm doing in the classroom of my scholarship. And I will tell you, they've tried to silence me. I've been on the professor watch list, Charlie Kirk's Gift to Democracy and Free Speech, since 2016. I've had my life threatened, my family's life threatened. I've had documentary series that I completed on the history of American insurrections canceled on the streaming series because of MAGA pressure. I've been denied jobs. But that's nothing compared to what we just heard from our comrade here about what happened on the corner of Kinsey and 39th Street. I'm doing nothing compared to you, my friend. And I am honored even to be in your presence. But I look forward to marching shoulder to shoulder with you. And I look forward to this beast that I've been studying and teaching about for so long. Colonial white supremacy, which morphed into Christian white nationalism, which morphed into fascism today. The roots of fascism are in the Confederacy. The first anti-fascists were African Americans who stood up to the Herrenvolk Republic, the counter-revolution after the Civil War. I am in solidarity with them because their spirit is marching on right here.
We need more people. We need more good anti-fascist professors. Please reach out to us. Many of them fine. I'm a veteran of that world. That was super. Thank you so much. We are fortunate to have with us today Dr. Ali Muhammad. That's doctor as an MD, and he is the national leader of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party.
Wow, look at this. Yeah.
All power to the people. All power to the people. All power to the people. Black power for black people.
Black power for black people.
Red power for red people.
Red power for red people.
Brown power for brown people.
Brown power for brown people.
Yellow power for yellow people.
Yellow power for yellow people.
And white power for white people.
White power for white people.
Women power for women.
Women power for women.
Immigrant power for immigrants.
Immigrant power for immigrants.
Workers of the world unite.
Workers of the world unite.
Very, very happy to be here.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the comrades of RevCom, and also the comrades of Refuse Fascism, and just all of you, everyday common people. There's a war waged against the people. It is a war of fascism against the people of America. And unfortunately, if you're black or brown, it's a war where the color of our skin, unfortunately, is our uniform. And we must understand that. Fascism has no limits. Yesterday and today is Hector Hernandez. Today, it's Tyrone Jenkins in Washington, D.C. or Chicago, Illinois.
Right.
And tomorrow is Billy Concrete, or even right now, look at Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
What's always been called the whitest major city in America is groups in Portland, Oregon. So you think it's not your fight. The fight is all of us. And so I stand in solidarity with all good-thinking people, with people who believe
your race, your color, your creed, or what your persuasions are. The battle is for all of us. The battle is against all of us. And it's a war where we all must stand up. So I'm happy again to be here, to mobilize. One thing I'll say quickly, before I conclude this solidarity statement, is that though I stand on the front line with all of you who do, I personally became a victim of this fascist regime. This was on Tuesday morning. I was sleeping in my bed. All of a sudden, my building begins to vibrate. I look out the window, Black Hawk helicopter. So, myself, my parents, being Panthers from the 60s and 70s, we grew up with this, I'm gonna say conscious paranoia that the pigs are coming. We thought the mailman was the pigs, the pizza man was the pigs were coming. So, trigger, I could come back, I'm like, damn, they coming. So I just went black, I cut off everything out of my locations. And I have a comrade who's right across the hall from me, who's a veteran. So I said, can you go check for me? So he went downstairs and then, he told me what's going on. So as I get downstairs, I see soldiers everywhere. Now I know the difference between a federal agent and a police officer in fatigue. These were U.S. military soldiers to let you know that this fascist regime actually sent real soldiers, besides the federal agencies that were there, but real quickly. So then all of a sudden, I begin to see a series of flashes, the 8th floor to the first floor, boom, 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 shooting flashbangs to the window. Then they start escorting people out. Black people zip-tied together, Latino people zip-tied together, and little children. Little children zip-tied together with no shoes on, no shirts on, crying. And then a neighbor asked, like, why are you doing this to children? It's so humane. One of the soldiers said, F those children. Yeah. This was a war in the middle of a black majority community, 98% black, number one. So it is all of our fight, and we must stand up. All power to the people. All power to the people. Oh, and I'm sorry, Dr. Lee Muhammad, the national leader of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I have a statement here. I can't read all of it because it was a little long, but I have a statement from Mark Clemens. Anyone here know who Mark Clemens is?
You gotta turn the mic up a little bit too.
Okay, do people know who Mark Clemens is?
No.
Chicago's best-known police torture survivor and activist, leader in the fight for justice on behalf of those tortured by former police officer John Burge, the fascist down on the far south side, who fitted up a bunch of people on the death row on racist grounds. And this is what Mark Clemens says. He right now is at the Chicago Torture Justice Center. Mark Clemens says people all across America are being terrorized by the Donald Trump regime. We are watching people every day tortured, kidnapped, dragged off into ICE custody, not because they are fighting back, but because they question ICE officials, like alderperson Jesse Fuentes the other day. You saw that. I know her. And by the way, Mark Clemens is an African-American man expressing black-brown unity in this talk right here. If you are not in agreement with the Trump agenda, you are being treated as enemy combatants and ready for extermination in the lenses of the cameras all across the country. These are acts of torture, says Mark Clemens, before the eyes of all America, as the Constitution has been twisted to uphold the demented views and policies of Trump. We are watching young and old tortured in the streets of Chicago, says Mark Clemens. We are watching elected officials double talk as they place people in harm's way. In addition to Trump's goon squad, now the activists find themselves out in Broadview fighting the Illinois State Police. Note to Governor J.B. Pritzker. And he concludes on this. I say fight and keep fighting with your last breath against this barbaric government. No one should be tortured, but that is what we are watching each day, and many have accepted this behavior. What you accept will become your trauma, said Mark Clemens. Mark those words, please. Now, we are fortunate to have amongst us also my friend Noche Diaz. Noche is the national spokesman for the RevCon Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity.
On behalf of the RevCon Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity, we are 10 toes down with everyone in Refuse Fascism fighting to get rid of this fascist regime. Whether you're someone who wants to save America, and restore its position in the world, or you're someone like me, as a follower of Bob Avakian, I say America was never great, and we need to demand a whole new way to live in a fundamentally different system. But I'll tell you who I will not be working with, which is anyone who tells us to learn to live with jackbooted thugs marching through the streets, terrorizing people, driving trans people out of the public square, shooting down boats in the sea in the name of fighting crime. I will not learn to live with this. There is no living with fascism.
Never.
Not 1 year, not 6 months. It has to go. November 5th, it has to start. Now, if you want to know more about the RevCon Corps and the revolution we're talking about and the whole different society we're talking about, see me after this program. We have this pamphlet here. And let me just tell you one last thing. Myself and Leo, in February 1st, just weeks after Trump was inaugurated, were dragged to jail in handcuffs for telling people this is what was coming and it was time to move. We were motivated by the words of Bob Avakian when he said this is not a time for demoralization and despair. It's time for self-sacrificing struggle for the greater good of defeating fascism. If people had listened to him then and before then, when he was sounding the alarm and doing the work of pointing people to what was coming, we could be in a better situation now. But let's not just look backward, let's learn from that and look forward and not take this anything less than the life and death serious struggle that it is today. So afterwards, again, see me to find out more and get this message from Bob Avakian that gets into this. Thank you.
Reminder of some of the words we collected earlier. I'm hearing some of them. Humanity, rage, power, enough, hope, history. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Samsara Taylor. Before I do that, I want to say something real quick. I've had a lot of people coming up to me lately saying, you know, Street, you and your organization Refuse Fascism, you were right. You were right. We said you were boys who cried wolf. We said you were hysterical. We said you were going too far. It's fascism. Congratulations. You know what I say to that? Thank you. It actually matters. It does matter. If a group of people had an analysis that was borne out by the trajectory of events, that is not irrelevant. And I want to second what Noche said about what Bob Avakian, how he called about this. Okay. But you know what? Being right and calling stuff in $2.50 will get me a ride on the pink line. If you're really with us, you're about taking it to the streets and the public squares all across this country, but particularly in Washington, D.C., November 5th. Samsara Taylor is the longtime co-host of the Revolution Nothing Less show. She is a leading national champion and publicizer of the thoughts and writing of the revolutionary communist leader Bob Avakian. She is one of the co-initiators of Refuse Fascism, which was first formed in the immediate wake of the first election of Donald Trump. Talk about, we saw this early on. Who knew when we planned this event weeks ago that Samsara would be flying into Chicago as it has become ground zero in the Trump regime's fascist attack on the American people? And I want to thank one of our previous speakers for pointing out that this is a war on everybody. Even the whitest city in America. That's beautiful. By the way, Trump today, right before I came here, I turned on TV, he said Portland is burning to the ground. It's insanity. Samsara is going to speak to us not just on what fascism is and how it is correct to understand the Trump regime as fascist, but also and above all about the only way we can defeat this regime and why and how decent people have no choice but to join the struggle to do that now. Say it with me, Trump must go now.
must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
And Sincera Taylor agrees with you.
Also, if you want to see Marilyn, there's some seats still available. There are seats available if people want to come sit, or you can even move a chair if you want to sit in the back. That works better for you.
All right, welcome everybody. How are you feeling today? It is my privilege to be with you. As Paul said, I have been traveling the country and attending mass organizing meetings and speaking about the historic nationwide mobilization November 5th in Washington, D.C. to raise the demand. Trump must go now, and to kick off a sustained, non-violent struggle across this country and centered in Washington, D.C. that does not stop until we win that demand. Now, I have been to Los Angeles, the Bay Area, D.C., New York. We've had organizing meetings in Cleveland and Houston and other cities that are being planned this weekend. But as Paul said, I knew I was coming to Chicago. But when we made this plan, it was not yet ground zero in the way it is. And so it is an honor to be with you here in Chicago today. It is also shocking to be here. It is infuriating to be here. And it is chilling to be here. Others have spoken about this, but just a couple days ago, U.S. military-style invasion of a predominantly black residential community targeting immigrants and black people indiscriminately. Terror. Black Hawk military helicopters, people shaken awake in the middle of the night. There are buildings literally rumbling, and every single resident dragged out in zip ties, chained together. I heard somebody describe the scene of the zip-tied Latinos and Latino babies, and the zip-tied black people and black babies, and said that the zip-tied children and black people tied together, one after the other, reminded them of slave coffins. Think about that. That is what Trump has always meant when he says, make America great again. Yeah. There has been and there is a direct line from the Confederacy to the Trump regime of today, to the anti-immigrant terror, to the hatred of women and LGBT people, to the assault on science and reason and medicine, the planet, to all of it. And it is up to us and people like us across this country to rise in a way that has never been done in an unprecedented struggle to drive this regime out. This is why this call for November 5th, the call for the fall of the Trump fascist regime, begins with these words. It says, fascism is not a looming threat. It is upon us now. Humanity's only choice, only hope, is for the decent people of this country to rise in our millions. We cannot wait for future and rigged elections. We must drive this fascist regime from power. Beginning November 5th, the one-year anniversary of Trump's re-election, flood D.C. in non-violent protest. Surround the White House. Surround the Capitol.
Yeah.
Surround the illegitimate fascist PAC Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Come back again and again across the country, refuse to comply. Every person of conscience, millions of us together, grind the machinery of this fascist regime to a halt and do not stop.
No.
Do not stop.
Yeah.
Until the Trump regime is removed from power. This is what we must understand, sisters and brothers and beautiful people. The regime must be removed. It is beautiful, it is righteous, and I'll get into this, and we have seen so many people protest, So many people uprise. So many people speak out. It shows our potential power. But unless and until this regime is removed, unless it is out of power, until that is won, it will regroup. As Dr. Ali said, fascism has no limits. It will regroup. It will bulldoze over us. It will assault and advance on so many fronts at once you cannot keep up. And we see it.
Yeah.
We have to drive them out. So these, as I said, are the opening words of this call for this historic mobilization, November 5th in Washington, D.C. And today I'm going to talk about why this is what we must do and how this can succeed. And then we're going to spend the time together getting organized so that we can go from 75, 100 people in a church basement here and gatherings like this in a few cities around the country to a mass organization that wakes up and moves the tens of millions who do not want Trump's nightmare to come with us to do this. I'm going to get into how we get organized for this. We're going to talk about it together, and then we're going to break into groups, roll up our sleeves, and get to work making plans. But I'm going to go further on what this vision is. I want to read more from this call. Now, usually I have a podium, so bear with me. It says, fascism, a different form of brutal rule. This is important to understand. This is why the regime must be removed. What do we mean by fascism? The call again makes clear. It says the Trump fascist regime is shredding the rule of law, making a mockery of due process, illegitimately deploying U.S. military on U.S. soil, disappearing brown-skinned immigrants, and other brown-skinned people, whether or not they have papers, into brutal concentration camps, aggressively resurrecting genocidal white supremacy, reversing the gains not only of the 1960s, but even of the Civil War and Reconstruction, enslaving women to the brutality and suffocation of forced motherhood, erasing LGBT people, violating international law, trampling democratic rights, assaulting and threatening politicians and judges, paving the way for unbound terror against the masses of regular people, accelerating climate collapse, cutting science and medicine, costing millions of lives, depleting humanity's store of knowledge, destroying truth, drowning out reason, subjugating the arts to fascist cruelty and conformity, targeting everything that is moral, decent, and good, all at the whim of a deranged fascist tyrant. This again, I'm reading from this call. All of this, it was written 2 months ago, all of this is true. And it's accelerating every day. As we've talked about right here in Chicago, it's ground zero right now, but I wish I could say it's the only ground zero. They're sending troops into Portland. A judge said, no, you can't send the National Guard. Just a few hours later, Trump says, well, I'll take the National Guard from California and send them in instead. They're going into Memphis. They're going across this country at a pace that is dizzying, terrorizing people, normalizing things that even a month ago you thought you'd never see. Think where this will be in another month if it's not stopped. 3 months, 4 months. It's a nightmare. I think of the resident who said in the South Shore, where's your humanity? Looking at the children zip-tied. And the ICE agent or whoever they were saying, fuck those children. Think of what this says. This is who's being given backing. Or Kristi Noem, who says we're going to send ICE into the NFL because we want to keep people safe. We got to keep people. Well, obviously, she's not talking about black people or Latino people or people who've spoken out against that. To them, these are not people. Trump uses that phrase all the time, the real Americans. This is a section of society who he deems worthy of rights and protection, and everybody else, as he said at Charlie Kirk's memorial, I don't wish what's best for my enemy. I don't care about them. I hate them. I want what's bad for them. This is what he's bringing, retribution, vengeance, and revenge, frankly, against every advance that's been won over the last 150 years of people standing up and fighting against segregation, people standing up and fighting against the enslavement of women and the brutality and suffocation of LGBT people. Everything that people stood up against and made advances, they want revenge against, and not just a dragging society back, but a cruel punishment. And they are deadly serious, and they are moving very fast. You know, right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, we made clear immediately that this was very wrong. And it was very harmful, and no one should celebrate or cheer what was done to him. But at the same time, it was immediately clear that Trump and the MAGA regime was going to seize on this to accelerate their fascist juggernaut. And immediately you did hear people in the MAGA regime start to talk openly about the assassination of Charlie Kirk as their Reichstag fire moment. Now I want us to think about this. If you don't know, the Reichstag was the main government building in Germany in the 1930s. And in 1933, in February, this is shortly after Hitler came to power, the Reichstag building was set on fire. Now historians have argued about who actually set the fire. And many believe, for good reason, that it was most likely set by the Nazis themselves. But what is beyond dispute, what has never been argued, what is openly there in the main lesson to learn from this period, was that Hitler and the Nazis seized on the fire to declare a national state of emergency and to suspend the rights of the people. They shut down the free press. They criminalized opposition parties. They carried out raids and started to disappear and torture the communists first. This was the beginning of the concentration camps. And it was a major leap toward the path that led to the towering crime in all of world history, of the Holocaust and mass murder of 6 million Jews, and of the mass murder of communists and Roma people, and all the nightmare that led ultimately to tens of millions of deaths in World War II. Now think about it. For the fascists to openly compare this assassination to their Reichstag fire moment, the revolutionary leader Bob Baking, who I follow, put out a social media message shortly after this where he observed, quote, and declaring that this is their Reichstag fire, these Trump MAGA fascist forces are openly identifying with the Nazis, openly proclaiming that they are indeed fascists. You know, for years, for generations, people all over the world have looked at the Holocaust and said, never again, learn the lessons. And here are these fascists openly looking at the legacy of the Holocaust to learn the lessons to carry out the same kind of atrocities here. We should take this very seriously. And in the wake of this assassination, they have gone on their rampage. They put the military in cities like this one. Trump signed an executive order classifying the intentionally vague catch-all category of Antifa as a domestic terrorist, a rubric under which to go after anybody they want. He did another executive memo where he's bringing the death penalty back to D.C. He did an executive memo where he targeted all kinds of opposition and dissent as terrorism and domestic terrorism. This is accelerating, and it comes on top of the expansion of ICE, who we have seen already. They're lawless, unaccountable, masked, armed agents who violate rights and are answerable to nobody but Trump and his fascist thugs. With a budget bigger than most militaries in the world, bigger than the Marines, and Steve Bannon is already talking about deploying them to polling stations in 2026. This is a regime that does not intend on ever letting go of the levers of power. So I want to return to what's said in this call, and I'm going to be reading more from this call because I want us to appreciate the power of what's written in this and how powerful this is as an organizing tool for when we get organizing. It says, hopes of waiting this out are illusion. Every accommodation only fuels Trump's demand for ever more slavish submission. Every capitulation by universities, by law firms and other agencies only feeds the regime's ravenous hunger to remake all of society in its grotesque image. The elections are way too late. Besides, no honest person can expect a tyrant who instigated and then pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists to respect an election he loses. This, too, is reality. This is why it has to be driven from power. We cannot hide from this, and we cannot let our neighbors, our loved ones, and the decent people across the country hide from this reality either. If this fascist regime is not removed from power, everything that decent people have felt they could rely on to seek justice will be brutally shut down. Every uplifting moral value will be reviled and repressed. Every sphere of society will be remade in Trump's fascist and hateful vision. And every vision and every effort to bring about a better, more just world will be violently suppressed and brutally shut down, at least for the foreseeable future. So the call also says, and this is an important concentrated 2 sentences, it says the Trump fascist regime is illegitimate. What it is demanding we become is unconscionable. At every level of society, in every institution, tens of millions of us know this in our bones. And I want to break down what it is saying here because it's important. A lot of people agree. We hate Trump. We don't like what he's doing. But we have to wait till the next election. We're saying no. And a lot of the reason why people think they need to wait is they think Trump is legitimate. And they say, well, he was voted for, so that makes him the legitimate president. No. And the no for 2 reasons. First of all, fascism is never legitimate.
Never. Yeah.
No election, fair or fraudulent, can legitimize fascism. And the second reason is even if you are inclined to grant some claim to legitimacy to Trump because he was voted in, he surrendered even that claim the moment he started using his constitutionally obtained power to systematically dismantle the constitutional order.
That's right.
He surrendered even that claim to legitimacy. There's nothing legitimate about fascism and this fascist regime. So then what's the significance of the statement that there are people at every level of society and in every institution, including the ruling institutions, who feel in their bones that what Trump is demanding of us is unconscionable? This points to this fact and the reason why it is actually possible to drive Trump from power. Our strategy is not just if you get enough people making a demand, somebody's going to listen. There's a lot of people in power who won't listen. But we are saying, look, there's divisions at every level of society, including in the ruling institutions. This call talks about the fact that there have been millions and millions of us in the base of society who protested. Over 5 million on No King's Day. This is powerful. We had millions cancel their subscriptions to get Jimmy Kimmel back on air, and people protested. This is very important. We've seen people pour into the streets in Portland and here in Chicago to stand up against the violations of people's rights in their lives by ICE. This is very important. We saw people stand up to the unjust, illegitimate military occupation of Los Angeles. Very important. We see again and again that people in their millions do not like this. We see the potential power. But then this is pointing to divisions also at the top of society. And here I want to read something from a really important social media message, a major message from the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian. And I want to note that there are people in this movement who think in many different viewpoints, different perspectives, we come together. I think this is an important message from this revolutionary leader that speaks to the strategic vision of how the regime could be removed. And he's somebody who's been ahead of the curve for decades. So I want to read this, and it's pretty concentrated. He says, there are many people and forces within the ruling institutions, or people with strong ties and potentially important influence within those institutions, who are very deeply troubled by, or even strongly opposed to how they see the actions of the Trump fascist regime, quote, violating the Constitution and the law, destroying our great American experiment in democracy, end quote. And, quote, seriously undermining and damaging our country's standing in the world, end quote. Bob Avakian goes on to say, as a revolutionary communist who has developed a new communism, as a whole new framework for human emancipation, I have a fundamentally different understanding of the nature of the system that rules in this country and its role in the world. But at the same time, I have a clear sense of the very real difference it makes in a profoundly terrible way when there is not even a pretense of democracy and when basic rights are openly trampled on. In light of the urgent need to defeat and remove the Trump regime that is enforcing an undisguised fascist dictatorship, and the crucial importance of uniting all who can be united to drive out this regime, I, again Bob Avakian, recognize the particularly important role that such people and forces with ties and influence in the key institutions could play in regard to this urgent need. I also recognize that they will only feel compelled and enabled to play this role if there is, in fact, a kind of massive political earthquake from below that can be brought about by the millions taking up the call for refuse fascism. And in this way, moving to create the kind of political crisis where this political earthquake from below, in combination with the heightening divisions within the dominant and ruling institutions, could lead to the removal of the Trump fascist regime. So this is getting at dynamics from the bottom, the people rising up, interacting with very sharp divisions among the rulers and among people within every major institution in society and in the halls of power. And this is why it is actually possible for a mass nonviolent struggle to create the conditions where Trump is not able to impose his fascist program, he's not able to implement what he wants to do, and he's not even able to hold on to the reins of power, where other forces will move to remove him from power. So this is describing the process and why it's possible. But I want to be clear. Nothing short of removing the regime, nothing short of what Refuse Fascism has called for and is mobilizing on November 5th, and which is open to and needs participation from everybody possible. Nothing short of that can achieve this. And I want you to picture the difference it makes to have millions of people in the Capitol converging in a way that cannot be hidden from the people of the world, in a way that rips off the claim of legitimacy away from Trump and lets the whole world see how he is despised and rejected by his population. I want you to think about the strength and the heart and the inspiration that will give to the tens of millions more across this country right now are afraid, don't know what they should do, that they should come out and join us, whether in their small towns, where they are, or by coming to DC after us. I want you to think about how this would change. Who has the initiative? Within every university board who's trying to decide, do we capitulate or do we fight? Within all the students who are trying to decide, do we stand back because our peer is being taken away? And if we speak up, it might be us next, or do we all flood in and say we have their back? I want you to think about how that realigns what's going on within every institution, including those who've sworn an oath to the Constitution in the armed forces and elsewhere, not to a tyrant violating the Constitution. Think about what starts to change when you have that political earthquake from below. It has to be massive, it has to be in DC, it has to be all at once, and then it has to unloose and set forward a process that doesn't stop until we see it all the way through and Trump is removed.
Yeah.
We have to organize. We have 1 month. We have people working on this around the country. But I am not going to surprise any of you to say that we are not on track to bring the millions we need. We're not yet there. Most people who need to be part of this don't even know about it yet. But we are not in normal times. We're in times when things are moving very fast and millions are being called into motion rapidly. So there is actually a profound basis for things to change dramatically, not only negatively, but also positively. I want to focus on 4 key ways that when we get to the organizing, we are going to zero in on. One thing is this call for November 5th. I've been reading from it. If you study this call, what's in it, you can make the argument why the regime must go and how we make it happen. If you spread this, and if we spread it by the hundreds of thousands hand to hand, we can reach people with the argument, where to be, why to be there, what's at stake. This has the stakes and what it will take. This is our #1 organizing tool. And we need it online, We need November 5th being chalked on sidewalks. We need stickers on the walls, posters everywhere. We need to get this known. That's number one. Just getting the message out. DC, November 5th, Trump must go. Number two, we have to take this November 5th mobilization to organized forces, organizations and organized forces. Every indivisible chapter needs to be invited. Every 50-51 chapter needs to be invited. Every immigrant rights group needs to be invited. Every religious social justice group needs to be invited. We need to go out to student groups. People here, we're going to have a breakout to get together and figure out how we reach out systematically to every organization, not to join our thing, but because this is the only way. It's a time when we all have to come together and make our voices together accomplish something that none of us can do on our own. And we also need to take up No King's Day too. October 18th here and across the country needs to be twice as big as the first one. And it needs to build momentum. Build momentum towards November 5th. So the second thing is reaching out to organizations systematically and with big arms, learning to unite and not divide towards a higher good. The third thing is it's going to take an incredible amount of resources and funds to make this happen. We need people to donate generously and help fundraise. From the grassroots, thousands of small donations, and people who can give serious major donations. It is going to be for 1 million people. You need 3,000 porta potties. Think about how much that costs. You need transportation. You need advertising. You need permits. You need a lot of logistics, and we need a national office. It takes funds. This is a way to bring people into the movement, for them to support it and for them to make it go. So that's the third thing. And the fourth thing is you got to make your plans to be in DC. We got to get everybody we know to be in DC November 5th. Come, stay as long as you can. Come late if you must, but get to DC November 5th. It needs to be a massive outpouring. So each of us here today should make those plans. I want to end, and we'll get into talking about this when we get into the breakouts. But I want to end by bringing us back to what everybody has spoken about. What Balthasar spoke about with the raids that are unending right now, Dr. Ali and others, the professor. I mean, there was a lot that people brought out. And there's a lot that I spoke about what we're actually facing, what's really happening, and where things are headed if we do not change everything. And I want to say, not every generation lives through a time as consequential as this one. We are doing something and calling for something nonviolent, I want to be clear, but what we are facing right now is every bit as consequential as the generation that lived through the Civil War and the epic battle to abolish slavery in this country. What we are facing is every bit as consequential as the generation that lived through the rise of Nazi Germany and Hitler. And we look back at people who lived through these historic turning points. Most people don't, but we look back at the people who lived through those historic turning points and we judge them. Some by what they rose to, the heroism, the courage, and the sacrifice that really mattered, and some for the shame that are the darkest chapters in human history. We are going to be judged by how we live through this time, each of us. And we need to answer this, not just with our private opposition and our concerns, but with our collective action in public, courage demonstrated in a way that can change things, taking up the one mass mobilization and cry that meets the challenge of the day, which is that Trump must be removed, and we all have to go to DC together to make it happen.
Yeah.
The very last lines of this call say, history is filled with examples where people who had right on their side fought against tremendous odds and were victorious. It is also filled with examples where people passively hoped to wait it out only to get swallowed up by a nightmare beyond what they ever imagined. The future is unwritten.